That hit like a crappie. That hit like a crappie. That's because it's a crappie. That's a keeper too.
They got a little meat on them.
I got a little more meat, but I don't know.
I'm catching little bitty ones. I've moved off of it.
That one was more of a thump than a.
That's a crappie. No doubt.
What's up, guys? I appreciate you tuning in. As you can see, today we're going to be going after crappie. It's about 2 or 3 weeks after the spawn here in this part of the country. A lot of these fish have left the spawning areas in the shallow water, and they've started migrating back out towards their summer places that they'll be, but they'll stop at places along the way. The video is actually going to make it look easier than it really was. We scanned more than we actually fished before we got on this school of fish. Actually, it's 2 or 3 schools of fish. But we scanned and looked, used our side imaging and down imaging to search for stumps, structure, brush piles that these fish will stop out on as they migrate toward their summer places that they'll be throughout the hotter months. Some of these fish will be schooled up, and of course we'll throw with those, but there'll also be fish that are just roaming around outside of the school. And as you'll see in this, we used our Livescope to pinpoint the brush piles after we found them on our side imaging. And then we used our Livescope to pinpoint where we were going to cast. That makes it easier to target roaming fish that will be roaming and swimming around just outside of the structure. It made it a lot easier for us to just point the Livescope at where they were at, and if we could get close enough to them quick enough, they would see our bait, and then we would catch them. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what we were using today. We used actually a variety of baits, but the 2 main ones that I used today, I started out throwing it's a fluke style, tiny fluke. It looks just like a minnow. It's got a split tail on it. I was throwing it on a 1/16 ounce jig. You can see there. These baits are made by Slot Limit Baits. I'll leave a link in the description. These particular baits probably aren't going to be available on the website at this time, but you can give Stacy a call, and I think he has these in several different colors, and he can probably fix you up with what you might want in these. Later on, as you'll see, the wind gets up on us, so we have to go to an 1/8 ounce bait, or I should say jig. A lot of these fish that we found, they were in 13 to 18 foot of water, and most of them were hitting the bait when it was very close to the bottom. So we went to an 1/8 ounce. I noticed my buddy was catching quite a few on a grub, so as they say, I ain't no dummy, so I changed over to a grub. This is just a shad colored grub, and it had a clear tail on it, but as you'll see later in the video, I was just dipping it in chartreuse dye to give it a little more flash.
There you go. That's a good one. Yes, sir. Oh, I had him.
That one's big enough to eat.
Yep. I believe this is the most white crappie I've caught all year at one time. Those right there are probably crappie. See those laying on the bottom? Yep. This is the white crappie hole.
This is a white crappie hole.
Feels like a decent one. Of course, I ain't used this.
Oh, yes, sir. I can go in the box.
Decent one. Oh, yeah, heck yeah. That's a close to a 12-incher.
There's a crappie. Low down.
It's a good one, yes, sir. That's what we're looking for. That's a 12, 13-incher. He says that one's going in the box. It might not. It might not. I got one too. Mine ain't gonna go in the box though. He's probably just under 10. Yeah, another boxer. Oh, I missed mine. I just had a hit too.
Little one, but it's a crappie.
I just had a hit. He ain't all that,
Yeah, he's not a baby,
but he's.
he ain't no help.
I've had a hit every cast. I just
But, I
ain't
mean, if
catch.
that's crappie, they're all out through here, man. Question is there anything out here big enough to put in the box? You got dang quarter ounce. Ah!
Golly, he just took it. I dropped my bail to let him go. That's a decent one too. I dropped my bail and he just took it.
That one measured. He got me on.
Oh heck yeah, he just broke me off. Yeah, that no measure. Oh. Guys, as I mentioned earlier, scanning and using your side imaging and down imaging is a very important part of crappie fishing. You have to be willing to do a lot of scanning and searching. Even though we have fished this area before and know it pretty well, we're still searching and looking for crappie where they might be staged and set up It sure does make it a lot easier to pinpoint and their location and make more accurate casts if you know exactly where they're at.
That's worth looking at. I'm seeing some other
Yep.
shadows right there.
Oh, it's,
What's that? What's that?
yep, that's what I'm,
Would that be what we're looking for?
that's one of the things, yeah. I'm out here in about 20.
It's a school or something. Might be something on that. Until I lose this, let me hit that school. I'm guaranteed that's a crappie. You might catch it. It's a crappie.
I missed it. I should hit the other stuff close to the boat, but I missed. There was a peck. There was another peck. There was another one.
Not a big one. There's a crappie. Think he choked it?
Yeah. That'll go 10. I ain't got no meat on it. Feels like a decent one.
Does it?
He just kind of swirling. That one still got his tuxedo
He
on.
does.
What you doing out there that deep with your tuxedo still on?
That is the school right there. That's all that.
Ooh,
That's all.
this one might go in the box here.
All right.
I can get him in the boat. Well, I tell my boys, when they swallow it that deep, you don't set the hook quick enough. So I guess I need to tell myself that. Well, he wasn't coming off. That's a 11, 12-inch white crappie.
That's dirt before he had it.
Which side do I need? My bad. We had the same thing in mind, didn't we?
And we're both going perfect.
He hit it right when it hit the bottom too.
That's all he couldn't get it.
Ooh, that feels like a good one too.
That's the one I missed.
That feels like a good one. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're out here just looking for schools of crappie that are coming out after the spawn. All of these are post spawn crappie. We've done a lot of idling today and a whole lot of nothing. But if you can find a little piece of structure out in the right depth, you will get bit with crappie occasionally. A lot of them are just roaming. Let's see if we're missing anything. Looks like there's something. That's a crappie. It's going to be a good one. Yes, sir. That'll work.
I don't know if he will or not.
Shoot, yeah. Well, he's skinny, but that's a keeper. 100% that's a keeper.
Oh, yeah. That's a big something.
I saw him come out.
Yes, sir. Nope. Not even bigger.
Keeper, though. I got mine, too. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Double.
Double. Got the exact same twins.
Yeah, white crappie.
Well guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't give up on crappie after the spawn is over with. The post spawn could be one of the most fun times of the year to catch them and easiest times to catch them. Sometimes they're a little bit harder to find, but when you find them, they can be grouped up and they are usually on the feed whenever you find them. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. If you hadn't subscribed, reach over there and smash that subscribe button for me. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button for me. That definitely helps out on the YouTube algorithms, whatever that means. Again, I appreciate you. I hope to see you on the water, and we'll do it again next time. See ya.